Hello and welcome to this Mindfulness Storytime. My name is Fiona Sherlock and I'm the 2021 Writer in Residence for Meath, which is funded by Meath County Council and Creative Ireland. During my residency, I'll be hosting a number of events for everyone who loves storytelling and writing, from old to young. Now, for this event, I'm going to share a very special story with you, but you're going to be a big part of it too. I have Piggy here with me, and I also have Rupert, the Titanic teddy bear. You might have heard your parents and teachers talking about mindfulness and meditation before. You might have even done some meditation before. But what is meditation and what is mindfulness? Well, it's about paying attention to your body and allowing your mind to just follow the story, leaving all the other thoughts that you might have about chores or school or anything else all behind. Spending time like this has a lot of benefits for children and adults. It can help you to feel more relaxed and calm. It can help you to do better in school and even sleep better at night time. You can listen to this story at any time of the day, any time that you want to sit back and relax, but pick a time when you can really relax. Make sure that there's no distractions like TV or iPad or phone. If you can ask your parents to make sure that you can have the time and space to listen without being interrupted, that would be great. Now, first of all, you might have noticed I am in my jammies because I like to listen to mindfulness stories before bed. So first of all, I want you to get really comfortable. Now you can pause the video if you want to go and get yourself organised, to get your area all ready. Maybe you need to go to the bathroom or have a glass of water. When you have all that done, get cosy. Make sure that your clothes are nice and loose and comfortable. Nothing is too tight. So now you can listen sitting up or lying down, and if you fall asleep, that's fine too. So if you're all ready to begin and you're all comfortable, let's start. For today's story, we are going to go on a magical journey. So close down your eyes and let's start by taking a big, deep breath. If you like, you can place your hand on your belly and pretend there's a big balloon that you want to fill up. So breathe in through your nose. A nice deep big breath, and then when you can't breathe in anymore, just hold it for a minute, and then through your mouth breathe out all the air. You can make as much noise as you like when you breathe out. I really like to breathe out loudly, so we'll do it again. So hands on your tummy. Imagine there's a big hot air balloon in there. You want to breathe in really deeply. Hold it for just a minute and then breathe out. You can pretend like you are the big wolf who's going to blow down somebody's house. We'll do another big deep breath. So breathe in really deep, right down to your bottom of your tummy. Hold it and breathe out through your mouth. Great. You're doing just great. All of that breathing, it helps to lower your heart rate and it helps to relax your pulse. Make sure that your blood has lots of oxygen in it so that you feel nice and relaxed and refreshed. So we'll just take one more breath and then we're going to start our story. Okay, so breathe in really deeply into your tummy. Hold it. And out through your mouth. That's great. Well done. You can breathe normally now. Or if you like, you can keep breathing into your belly. Belly breathing, like we've just done, is a very good thing to do if you ever feel tired or stressed, or if you need to get yourself into a nice relaxed mode. Are you feeling more relaxed already? As you continue to breathe normally or big deep breaths, notice the air as it enters your nostrils. Is it cold or warm? And as you breathe out, imagine anything that might have upset you today, anything you might have felt sad about. Let it all come out, breathe it out, and imagine it just disappearing into the air. Every time you take in a breath, imagine a soothing warm light fill your body, helping to deeply relax you and your body. Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable, Piggy? Are you comfortable, Rupert? I might put a blanket on there. We keep them nice and cozy. Okay, now keep your eyes closed as we begin our magical journey of relaxation. Imagine you are taking off your socks and shoes and walking outside into your garden or the area outside your house or apartment. Maybe it's the local park. When you get outside, notice what the ground feels like under your feet. Is the grass long or short? Has it just been freshly mowed? As you're keeping your eyes closed, try and imagine if the grass feels soft or wet and dry. If you're walking on stones, are they hot or cold? Is it comfortable? Imagine that it's a lovely, warm, sunny day. The sun feels beautifully warm on your skin, but a gentle breeze blows through your hair and makes sure you don't feel too hot. You feel so comfortable and relaxed in the lovely rays of the sun. Perhaps the birds are singing a little song, tweeting and chirping as they fly over your head, picking up a leaf or two for their nest. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold it and breathe out. As you imagine that you're standing outside, pay close attention to your head and your face. Can you feel the sunlight on your nose? Can you hear any rustling of the wind beside your ears? Does the wind blow a hair over your face? If you lick your lips, do they feel dry or do they feel wet? Now, pay close attention to your neck and your throat. You might want to shift in your seat, or if you're lying down, just wiggle around a little bit. If there's any tension that you're holding in your neck, and you can even roll your shoulders back like that. Now imagine your elbows and your hands. How do they feel? Is the air warm? Can you hear anything apart from the bird song? Perhaps in the distance a tractor is driving by. Or you can hear the sound of laughter as some little kids and their moms go for a walk. Going back to your body now, pay attention to your legs, to your hips. If you feel any tension here, again, it's a good time to wiggle and let go. Stretch out your knees and stretch those ankles and all the way down to your toes. You might even want to shake out your ankles and wiggle and bend your toes. Now come back to the grass or the outside that you're standing on. You can hear something else in the background if you pay close attention. It's not the birds tweeting, and it's not the family walking by, and it's not anything you've heard before. In fact, it sounds like a huge bird flapping its wings. It flap, flap, flap. But then you turn around and you see it's not a bird at all. It's a beautiful big Pegasus unicorn flying through the sky, and he's coming to your garden. He's beautiful white as white as snow, and he has a shiny silver unicorn right on the top of his head. He's so much bigger than you ever thought a unicorn would be. He's flying close to your house now, and he's about to land on the grass. He lands with a thump and a thump and a thump thump as all of his legs, his hooves, hit the garden floor. There is a unicorn in your garden. You look into his eyes and they're beautiful, shiny blue purple. His eyelashes are so long. He's very friendly, and he smiles as you make your way over to look a little bit closer. You take a deep breath in, and it doesn't smell like a horse. It smells like candy floss, sweet and sugary. The unicorn neighs at you and nods at you to come over. He's inviting you to go for a ride on his back. So you walk a little bit closer, and as you get to be right in front of him, you can see that there's a special shimmery silvery layer all over his skin. He really is magic. His huge wings, they extend really, really far into the garden. He's just like a bird, but with huge, huge wings. So without even trying, by magic, he pulls you up onto his back, and you're sitting now on his back as if you were riding a horse. If you look down at your lap, you notice that you're sitting in a beautiful silvery gold saddle. It's very, very comfortable, and you're feeling nice and secure. There's a little magic seatbelt that comes all around your waist, and right around his collar there are two little handles that you can hold on to. You sit on his back and admire this beautiful creature with absolutely beautiful hair. You feel calm and happy to be with him because you know he's going to take you on a very special adventure. Just behind your legs, when you look down, you can see the beautiful big wings of the Pegasus unicorn. They are so big and secure, and he tells you to snuggle in as he's about to take off into the air. So you grab hold tight of the handle around his neck, and then his whole body moves as you feel him kick off the ground and soar into the sky. You feel safe here, and the breeze is blowing across your face as he flaps with all of his big strong muscles. He flaps and flaps and flaps and flaps, and soon you're flying over the top of your house. You see the chimney below, and you see the roof tiles. The air is a little bit cooler up here, and he continues to flap and flap and fly higher and higher. Now you can see all the tops of your neighbours' houses too. You can see the main street in the local town. You can see all the little cars on the road. They're just like little ants scuttling along the road. You keep flying higher and higher, and you can see the river. You can see the River Boyne and the River Blackwater like tiny little lines etched across Ireland. Now you keep going higher. This is just like you're looking down from an airplane window onto the runway. You feel so safe and comfortable. You know that this unicorn Pegasus is going to keep you very safe, and you are in a very comfortable position as he continues to fly higher and magically soar into the clouds. You're very high off the ground now, and all around you you can feel the drops, the condensation, because you are now in a cloud. It's all foggy where you look around. You can't quite see where you're going, but you feel safe and happy. And then all of a sudden, the unicorn Pegasus gives a huge flap of his wings and you fly through the cloud, and there on the other side of the cloud is the most beautiful golden yellow sunshine. Just like if you're on an airplane. It's beautiful and safe up there. You feel in such good hands with this unicorn Pegasus. He asks you where you'd like to go, and you say, I'm happy to go where you want to take me. So here you are flying over the clouds with the unicorn. In some places the clouds aren't as thick as others, and you look down and you can see the whole shape of Ireland. You can see Europe and Great Britain and all of the sea and the water in between. You've never experienced anything like this before. On your arms, the little hairs are standing up because it's quite a little bit cooler up here. The sun is bright, but it's not quite as warm. And then, as if by magic, the unicorn brings a blanket up around over your shoulders, and you pull the blanket closer while you're still holding on tight. When you look up, it's not just clouds that you can see, but you can see a bright red green light that is the end of the Earth's atmosphere. And out past that, you see the black, dark, purple, black, blue of space. And you can see all the other little planets and stars twinkling and shining. The magic blanket that the unicorn Pegasus has wrapped around you is keeping you safe and keeping you with lots of fresh air and nice and comfortable, so nothing can hurt you. Where are we going, Mr. Unicorn Pegasus? You ask him. And he says, we are going to a special place that you have never heard about before. We are going to the magical kingdom. In space, it is very quiet. There is not another sound. You can't even hear the sound of the unicorn Pegasus' wings flapping. There is nothing. So take a deep breath now. And breathe out. The unicorn Pegasus continues to fly. In the distance you see the big red ball of the sun, and then you see Mercury, very small, and then you see the big red planet of Mars and Venus and all of the other planets with their rings off into the distance. But you keep flying higher and higher until you come across a space in the sky that looks like a black circle. Around it, the unicorn points out all of the beautiful constellations of stars. You see the Big Dipper, and it looks beautiful. You can see all of the little twinkly silver skies, but still you fly into this black hole. And in the black hole you feel light and airy, and it's so bright in there, and you're so comfortable. But almost in no time at all, you come shooting through the other side of the black hole, and you're still in space. You're in a very, very different solar system now. You've come to a very special time. And you see 4 planets, 4 big blue planets in a row, and each of them looks just like the planet Earth. You can see that each of these planets has beautiful sparkling blue oceans. They've got clouds. As the unicorn Pegasus takes you to the first planet on the left, you can see that there's even mountains on this planet. Whilst it might look a little bit different to Earth, you don't recognize the continents. You know that it's somewhere that's going to be very safe for you to visit. And now the unicorn flies closer and closer until, with a blanket wrapped around you, you go through the atmosphere, and now you find yourself in this sleek blue light sky. You can see not one sun, not 2 suns, but 3 suns lined up on the right, 3 orange globes heating the planet. As you make your way down through the clouds now, they feel just like the cotton candy clouds on Earth. And when you go through the clouds, it's still lovely and warm and sunny. As you look down, you see a big blue ocean. It almost doesn't seem like there's any land at all, until you spy a tiny green island. It's as green as the forests of Ireland. It's a tiny little island. And the Pegasus unicorn says, "This is where we are going. This is the magical kingdom." Are you excited to go into the magical kingdom? The Pegasus flies lower and lower, and you can see the 3 suns. The light is shining off the very calm blue sea as you come closer to the tiny little island. And the Pegasus flies lower and lower, and he says, "Okay, we're going to be landing now." And you can see a beautiful big green meadow full of sparkling little, beautiful little yellow daisies and red poppies and lavender plants. The air smells like lavender as he comes closer, and you land, but it's very gently. It doesn't feel heavy at all. And now as you sit back into your saddle, you can feel that the unicorn is walking along the ground. It's beautiful here and so peaceful. In fact, it feels like a little bit lighter than planet Earth because the gravity in the Magic Kingdom is a little bit less. So you still feel quite light and airy. To your right, you hear the sound of water falling. And you look to your right and you see a huge, ginormous waterfall. It goes almost up as high as the clouds that you've just come down from. Through grey and black and stone rocks, the water comes thundering down. There's so much water, it's like a big, thick ocean falling off the edge. There's so much water, there's white steam, just like Niagara Falls. The unicorn Pegasus tells you that is the waterfall of lost dreams. Anytime anyone feels sad, they give their worries and their stresses and they all disappear over into that beautiful waterfall, and then they feel light and airy and very relaxed. But that is not where we are going today, the unicorn Pegasus tells you. And instead, you come closer to a huge oak tree. This oak tree is bigger than 5 double-decker buses on top of each other. The bark is brown and looks very old indeed. In fact, you think this oak tree must have been here for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. As you look up the branches, you can see the leaves are full of beautiful grey-green leaves. Here we are. This is the entrance. The unicorn rides right up very closely to the tree, and then as if by magic, a huge door opens into the tree. And inside you go, but now his hooves make a different noise because you're walking on a stone floor. Inside, it's like a castle. The windows are so tall with beautiful stained glass windows depicting scenes of nature. You see a dove, you see a beautiful waterfall, all in the stained glass windows. And he says, "We're not quite there yet." So in he rides and rides and rides, and you continue to go through this beautiful big hallway with a grey marble floor. And then you come outside the other side of the tree, and in front of you is a gate. Tall white bars from the floor right up into the sky. All along these gates, you see that there's very intricate ironwork. There are rubies, red rubies and emeralds and blue sapphires in lots of interesting patterns. You see one pattern where there's a yellow diamond in the middle, all surrounded by little petals made from mini diamonds. You think that the unicorn is going to go through the gate, but instead he magically takes you off his back and into the ground. "I can take you no further," says the unicorn. "This is the magical kingdom. This is now your part of the journey to continue. You are very safe here, and when you're ready to go home, just come back and I will take you back down to your garden. But for now, please go inside." As he says this, the gates magically open and you smell the beautiful scent of roses and flowers. In the distance, you can hear little birds calling. A little rabbit paddles in front of your path, and you can see that there's flagstones laid in the ground in this beautiful garden. The footpath is going somewhere, so you start to follow it. In this magical kingdom, there are all sorts of beautiful creatures, from a little deer and a fawn nibbling at a little weed in the grass, to birds soaring through the trees. And you keep walking and walking and walking along this path until you come to a puddle, a beautiful pool that's not much bigger than yourself. This is a very special place. You can feel, for all around the pool are great big stones following a circle. This is a very special pool. You know it's safe. You walk up a little step and holding on, you lean over and you look into the top of the pool. In there, the water is so still that you see a reflection of yourself. You've come to meet yourself. This is a very special little moment where we can take a few minutes and think, what would we like to say to ourselves today? In this magical kingdom, along the sides of the footpath, there are some little affirmations written. We read some of them. Say, "I am a good person. I am a kind person and I love to take care of my friends and family. I am a hard worker and I deserve to be happy. I deserve to feel happy and to feel safe and to feel secure." Keep looking at your own reflection now and see the face in the reflection is just like you, but has a big smile on your face. Looking at your reflection makes you feel calm and relaxed. The only difference is in the puddle and the reflection, a little butterfly flies around, and you take a look behind and there is no butterfly. So you know that this is a special magical part of you, that you can come anytime you want to think about something or want to solve a problem. So let's stay here a minute and see if that other person, that reflection of you, has anything that wants to say to you. Listen very carefully. We'll just be quiet for a minute or two because everybody's going to be very different. So listen. What does your reflection have to say? Now, what did your reflection have to say to you? You can keep thinking about that for another little while. And remember, anytime that you feel like you want to relax or you want to go to a safe place, remember you can go there in your mind. You can ask the unicorn Pegasus to come and visit you. So now it is time for us to go home. You follow the little footpath back towards the big tall gates full of jewels and patterns. You can see on the other side is your unicorn Pegasus, the light from the 3 suns shining across his white silvery back. In front of him he has a big pot of water, a big bucket full of water, and he's taking some nice drinks. And remember, you might like to have a drink of water if there's one beside you or afterwards. So the unicorn, he just smiles at you, but he doesn't talk to you because he knows that you have a lot to think about. So he sucks you up onto his back, and you're back on the big comfortable unicorn saddle, and you feel so tired. This long journey has made you very sleepy. So you take some deep breaths, and up he takes off into the sky, and you pass through the big huge oak tree, and to your right is a waterfall with all that water. If you have any last worries or concerns, drop them into that waterfall and they'll go straight away. They'll be disappeared. And then you go higher up into the clouds on this planet, this strange planet that has 3 suns, and you go up into space again, and you find your black hole, and then you see the Big Dipper when you go through the black hole again. Now this starts to look very familiar. You can see all of the planets in our own solar system. There's just one sun, and you can see the little planet of Mercury and Venus and Mars, and then on the 3rd planet, it looks just like the one that you've just visited. It's Earth. You know it's Earth because even from where you are in space, you can recognize Europe. You can see the little leg of Italy. You can see South America, North America, and you recognize that you are nearly home. So you snuggle in tighter to the unicorn, and he has this beautiful, safe magic blanket around you that makes you nice and safe when you go through the atmosphere. And now you're back into the blue sky of Earth, and the sun begins to warm your back as you go through the clouds. You're feeling very sleepy now as you go through the clouds and into the blue sky of Earth. Now you can see the rivers again in Ireland. You can see the River Boyne and the River Blackwater. You can see the tops of the shopping centre, and then you can see the road where you live. You see the rooftops are getting closer of all of your neighbours and of your own house. And before you know it, boom, boom, his hooves land back on the grass just outside your garden or wherever you are. You get off the unicorn and you say, "Thank you, Mr. Unicorn Pegasus, for taking me on that beautiful magical journey." And everything is just as it was before we began our journey, except there is now, where you're just standing, there is a big white feather bed. There is a big white feather bed with huge comfy cushions and a big thick duvet. It looks so comfortable after your journey on the unicorn Pegasus. So you climb over, and you know that you're going to be very safe in here because you're so tired. You climb in and the sheets feel so cool to your cheek, and the air smells so sweet. And you get in. You get into this bed. You take notice of your breath again. Put your hands on your tummy and breathe in through your nose. Hold it and breathe out. Now you can keep breathing really deeply like this, and you can let yourself drift off to sleep, or you can Take a few more breaths and come back to earth. Come back to your room. Come back to where you are, and you can open up your eyes. If you're going to do that, take a big deep breath and wiggle your fingers and toes and notice everything in the room. Is it the same room that you left? It's very comfortable, and now you feel so happy and so relaxed. Thank you for joining me on this story, on this magical journey up into the magical kingdom with your unicorn Pegasus. And remember that you can come back anytime you want, and you can go back on this journey and you can look and see that other side of yourself and see if they have anything that they'd like to tell you. So that's the first part of today's workshop. Thank you for listening. My name is Fiona Sherlock, and I'm the 2021 Me the Writer in Residence. So from Rupert here and Mrs. Piggy, thank you so much for listening. Bye. Thank you for joining me in the second part of today's Mindful Story Time. My name is Fiona Sherlock, and I'm the Me the Writer in Residence. In the first part of this workshop, we went on a magical mindfulness tour to the magical kingdom with the unicorn Pegasus. And so now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about The Magic Moment by Niall Breslin. As I mentioned earlier, mindfulness and taking time to pay attention to how your body is and how you feel is a very beneficial practice for adults and for children alike. And it can always be a bit of a challenge sometimes to try and quiet the mind and try and settle yourself a little bit. I certainly feel like that sometimes when I try to meditate or try to practice mindfulness. But when you keep doing it, it really does help for you to appreciate the moment and to see the beauty in every day. But one way that I think is great is to read. So this is the magical moment, or the magic moment. And I suppose we talk a lot about magic here when it comes to mindfulness and meditation, because I suppose you're accessing another part of the realms of possibility when it comes to that. So I'm going to start this book, The Magic Moment. This is a beautiful book, and I read it to my 3-year-old a lot. So, Freddie stood at the end of his mum and dad's bed, wearing the new swimming gear they had bought him. "Is it time to go swimming yet?" he asked. "Oh, not for another few hours, Freddie," said his very sleepy mum. Freddie lay on the floor and practiced his swimming stroke. Today, for the first time, he would be swimming in a real pool. "Come and eat your breakfast, Freddie. Even little dinosaurs need their energy," laughed his mum. Freddie felt too excited to eat, even though his mum had made his favourite breakfast. Freddie's dad said that he had to wait a whole hour after his breakfast before he could go swimming. It felt like forever. So while he waited, Freddie helped his dad to pack the swimming bag. Dinosaur armbands? Check. Swimming togs? Check. Towel? Check. But where were his goggles? When they arrived at the pool, Freddie rushed into the changing room. There were lots of bigger boys there. They were very loud and excited too. Suddenly, Freddie's tummy felt a bit funny. He didn't feel so keen on jumping in. "It's too cold, Dad. I don't want to go swimming today." "It's okay, Freddie," said his dad gently. "You will warm up in no time." "No, Dad, it's just I want to go home," said Freddie. Freddie felt really sad that he was too afraid to get into the water. He was sorry he didn't get the chance to use all the cool swimming gear his mum and dad had bought him. "Don't worry, we'll go again another day and you'll be fine. You'd like it once you get used to it," said his dad. But Freddie had decided he was never going back. It was too scary. That night, one of Freddie's favourite people came to visit. Nana always had time to read him stories and sing songs. Nana asked Freddie about his trip to the pool, so he told her he had been too afraid to get in. "It's okay to feel scared, Freddie," said Nana. "Really, Nana?" he replied with surprise. "Would you like me to teach you a very special trick that you can use every time you feel a little bit scared or sad?" Freddie's eyes lit up. "Yes, please, Nana." While Nana helped Freddie get ready for bed, she explained the trick. "Close your eyes and think of the happiest, most fun day you can ever remember." Freddie had so many happy memories that he wasn't sure which one to choose. He thought of the cool new bike he got on Christmas Day and the time he went to the fun park and won his dinosaur teddy. But the happiest, most fun day in the whole world was the day he got his dog, Larry. He thought about Larry jumping up and licking his face and chasing him all over the house. They played all day until they both fell asleep under the apple tree that Freddie's dad had planted for him when he was born. "I've got my happy memory, Nana," said Freddie. "Okay, Freddie. Now squeeze your thumb and finger on each hand together really tight. Take 10 deep breaths and keep thinking about that magic moment. And always remember when you're scared or feeling sad, a little bit angry, a little bit mad, just slow down and start to breathe in and out 10 times with ease. Think of something that makes you smile and hold the thought for a little while. Then squeeze your fingers really tight and your magic moment will shine so bright." Freddie woke up the next morning feeling much better. He thought about how sad he felt coming home from the pool, but then he thought about the new trick Nana taught him. The magic moment had worked. Maybe he would give swimming one more try after all. When Freddie went back to the pool with his dad, the big, noisy boys were there. He put his thumb and his fingers together, just like this, closed his eyes and took 10 deep breaths, just like Nana had taught him. "What are you up to, Munchkin?" asked his dad. "Oh, I'm just doing my magic moment trick." Freddie stood at the side of the pool. He took a deep breath, held his nose, and splash! He jumped right in. And that was the most magic moment of all. What a lovely book. Isn't it beautiful? The Magic Moment. So let's take for a minute, we'll do the little exercise that Freddie's Nana taught him here. So everybody have a little think about a very special moment that made you really, really happy. Think, once you have your happy memory, the next thing that we'll do is we take our fingers and thumbs like this. And we'll take in 10 deep breaths and think about that happy moment. So 1, hold it. And exhale. And breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Number 3, breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Number 4, breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Number 5, breathe in. And breathe out. Keeping that moment, that happy moment, very clear in your mind. And we breathe in for the 6th time. Breathe in. Hold it. And breathe out. Breathe in. And keep that moment very clear in your mind. And 7, breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Breathe in for number 8. Hold it. I feel very happy. We go for a breath 9. Breathe in. Hold it. And breathe out again. Now for our last breath, we'll breathe deeper than we have all day. Breathe in. Hold it. And breathe out. Well done. You did a great job taking some time to be mindful and to meditate today. This book is The Magic Moment. It's written by Niall Breslin, and the beautiful, beautiful illustrations are by Sheena Dempsey. It's a great book. So my name is Fiona, and I'd like to thank you again for joining me for this workshop. I hope you've enjoyed taking some time to enjoy the moment that we're living in, and to treat your body and your mind to some relaxation. You can come back and listen to this anytime you want. And thank you again. This is part of the Meath Writer in Residency programme, which is sponsored by Meath County Council and Creative Ireland jointly funded venture. My name is Fiona. If you'd like to read any more of my stories, you can find them on FionaSherlock.com. And if my little children, Seffi and Archie, are watching, hello. Okay, thank you. Bye.